In the heart of Willowbrook Meadow, where the soft grasses swayed in rhythm with the gentle breeze and the scent of wildflowers hung thick in the air, the Fluffington family of bunnies made their home. Among them was young Hoppy, a bunny with fur as soft as cotton and eyes as bright as the morning sun. But despite his endearing appearance, Hoppy carried a heavy burden within his heart. As the youngest member of the Fluffington family, Hoppy longed to make his siblings and parents proud. He admired his brothers and sisters for their agility and skill, their boundless energy as they raced through the meadow, chasing butterflies and playing games of tag. But try as he might, Hoppy always seemed to fall short. His attempts to help with gathering food often resulted in spilled baskets and lost berries. His efforts to assist with building their burrow ended in crooked tunnels and collapsed walls. No matter how hard he tried, it seemed that disaster followed in his wake, leaving him feeling like a burden rather than a beloved member of the family. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Hoppy's guilt grew heavier with each passing moment. He couldn't bear to see the disappointment in his family's eyes, nor could he shake the feeling that he was destined to forever be the bunny who couldn't quite get things right. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Hoppy found himself alone in the quiet solitude of his burrow. His siblings were fast asleep, their gentle snores echoing softly in the darkness. With a heavy heart, he lay awake, his thoughts consumed by guilt and self-doubt. "I'm sorry," he whispered into the darkness, tears prickling at the corners of his eyes. "I'm sorry I'm not good enough." But no matter how many times he apologized, the weight of his guilt remained, a constant reminder of his perceived failures. And as he drifted off into a fitful sleep, Hoppy wondered if he would ever find a way to make his family happy. The next morning, as the first light of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, Hoppy awoke with a newfound determination burning within him. He knew that he couldn't continue living under the weight of his guilt, and so, with a resolute heart, he made a decision to embark on a journey of self-discovery that would take him far beyond the borders of Willowbrook Meadow. With nothing but a small knapsack slung over his shoulder and the warmth of the morning sun on his fur, Hoppy set out into the great unknown, his ears perked and his eyes wide with anticipation. Along the way, he encountered creatures of all shapes and sizes, each with their own struggles and triumphs to share. He met wise old tortoises who spoke of the importance of patience and perseverance, teaching him that true success often came to those who took the time to slow down and appreciate the journey. He crossed paths with playful squirrels who showed him that laughter and joy could be found even in the darkest of times, reminding him that happiness was a choice that he alone could make. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, Hoppy journeyed through forests and fields, across rivers and mountains, each step bringing him closer to a deeper understanding of himself and the world around him. He marveled at the beauty of nature, the vastness of the sky, and the interconnectedness of all living things, realizing that he was but a small part of a much greater whole. But amidst the beauty and wonder of his travels, Hoppy also faced challenges and obstacles that tested his courage and resolve. He encountered fierce storms that threatened to sweep him away, dark forests filled with unknown dangers, and treacherous cliffs that loomed high above the crashing waves below. But with each challenge he overcame, Hoppy grew stronger and more determined than ever before, his spirit undaunted by the trials that lay ahead. And so, with each passing day, Hoppy journeyed closer to the truth that happiness wasn't about being perfect or achieving great feats, but about finding joy in the little things, embracing his own unique strengths and talents, and most importantly, learning to love himself for who he truly was. With a renewed sense of purpose and a heart filled with hope, Hoppy continued on his journey, eager to discover what wonders lay ahead. And though the road ahead was long and uncertain, he knew that as long as he stayed true to himself, he would always find the strength to face whatever challenges came his way. After many moons of wandering, Hoppy's journey brought him back to the familiar sights and sounds of Willowbrook Meadow. But he was not the same bunny who had set out on his quest for self-discovery. He had grown wiser, stronger, and more resilient, his heart filled with a newfound sense of purpose and determination. As he approached the burrow where his family lived, Hoppy felt a flutter of nervousness in his chest. Would they still accept him, he wondered? Would they be proud of the bunny he had become? With a deep breath, Hoppy pushed aside his doubts and stepped forward, his ears perked and his eyes shining with hope. To his delight, his family welcomed him back with open arms, their faces alight with joy at his return. But as they gathered around him, showering him with hugs and kisses, Hoppy knew that he couldn't keep the truth of his journey hidden any longer. And so, with a voice filled with emotion, he told them of his adventures, the challenges he had faced, the lessons he had learned, and the person he had become along the way. To his relief, his family listened with rapt attention, their eyes brimming with pride and admiration. They had always loved him, they assured him, no matter what mistakes he had made or challenges he had faced. And though they had missed him dearly during his absence, they understood that his journey had been necessary for his growth and happiness. With the weight of his guilt finally lifted from his shoulders, Hoppy felt a sense of peace settle over him. He knew now that he didn't need to be perfect to make his family happy. They loved him for who he was, flaws and all, and that was more than enough. And so, with a smile on his face and a spring in his step, Hoppy embraced the beauty of imperfection and embarked on a new chapter of his life. A chapter filled with love, laughter, and the boundless joy of being true to himself. As he hopped through the meadow, his heart overflowing with happiness, Hoppy knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he would face them with courage and determination, secure in the knowledge that he was loved and accepted just as he was. And with each hop and skip, he carried with him the lessons learned on his journey, a reminder that true happiness comes from within, and that as long as he stayed true to himself, he would always find the strength to overcome any obstacle that came his way.